Hi guys, today I will be demonstrating how the data can be sent from client machine to the C# web API server, basically another computer. So we'll be typically using HTTP request to send the data transfer. Okay, so we'll expose this machine, the C# basically server or whatever we create with the help of the web API, ASP.NET Core web API, and we'll create the endpoints there. So from the client, basically we use Postman or a Swagger in order to send the HTTP request. With that, we can send the data, and that data we'll just log on to the server and we'll just return a status code to the client machine back. So typically there are basically other ways to transfer data too, but I have listed down few ways. One is from route, one is from query, one is from body, one is from headers. So this basically all the things are related with the request component. So we'll see one by one. So in the Visual Studio, basically I'll create one sample application. I'll click on the create new project. So in the search I will type web API, and I look for the ASP.NET Core web API C#. Okay, click on next. So I'll provide some name to this web API. Let's say test, and I'll keep the default setting as it is, and I will click on the create. Basically this has created some this kind of structure in which you can see app setting, controllers, properties file, and different other files, and there is one default controller. And what we'll do is I'll create a new controller, right click on this controllers, add controller, and I'm click on the API and the empty controller. So this will add a controller class in my application. Let's say I wanted to give this name as student, and I selected as an empty controller name. So this has given me something called, let me zoom in a bit, 150. So you can here see a controller class. It is inherited from the controller base class. So I'll create some sample endpoint here for just getting the student name. So I'll write a method as http get and public action result get student by AD. Okay, so and we'll return just simple normal http OK response from here. So in the route, let me update this one. So get student by ID. This is route. So what does this mean is typically your request will like http method get and https : because I will up the server using https file. I'll be using my localhost : some port number / so after this it will be like API / whatever the controller name has been specified, student controller. It will be like API / student controller / and the method that we have created. Okay, this one. Now whatever the ID that is being passed to this endpoint will pick first from the route. Okay, so for the route, after this one, let's say I wanted a student by ID 10. So in that case, what I'll say is ID. So this is a dynamic parameter, from route it will map to this property, and I'll just console it out on this server. Let's use template string client sent data is, let's say this is an ID. Okay, so you can give any names here, no issues in that. Student ID, student is something, it's just variable names. Okay, let me up the server and show you. So as soon as I'll click on this run button, it will start a server on one specific port with the HTTPS profile. So you can see the server is starting here. So this is basically the application name with the .NET 8 we are in test. So it has in the background build and generated the binaries, and it has started. So on the HTTPS 7202, this one is started. Okay, for a time being, let me add a breakpoint here and show you. So I'll be hitting this API / student get student by ID. Let me try out. Let's say 100 number student wanted to get. So the request came here, and on the log server you can say the data has been sent. What does that mean is, so whatever the data that has been sent from the route, the 10 integer value has been sent to the C# server. Let's continue that. So you can see in the response as well, you have received 200 okay because of this line, and this is the that complete URL. So same thing you can try using Postman. The HTTP GET method that I will be using, this will be the domain, scheme, route, and the dynamic parameters. If I try this, again it will hit the server, again it will print the 100. Let me continue it. So you can see 200 okay as a response. Okay, say let's now modify this API bit to accept query parameters. So what I'll say is, not only this, I want a student with ID 1000, but from the class. Okay, let's say class name. Okay, so this parameter will be used from query and from the class. I'll provide class name. Okay, so whatever this parameter that will be picked up by this endpoint will be from the query parameters from the Postman. Let me stop the server and restart it. So from the Postman, meantime I'll modify this HTTP request. Okay, so what happens is, whenever you modify this one to pick from the query, so this parameter, so this parameter, so this will be like something class name equal to some class name like history or something like this. Will be something kind of URL that we wanted to try out. Okay, so I'll add a query parameters here from params class name, so like history. You can see it has automatically written that. So if I hit continue, oops, so the server is got that particular request, and you can see that has been reached. Let me continue. So you can see 200 okay request here. Okay, so this is how the FromBody and FromRoute works. Similarly, from headers you can pick it up. Let me show you here itself. Let me stop this.